Hey guys, Blonde Astronaut or Toxic Hazel here, and today I'm going to start a new kind of series thing where I'm going to talk about all the updates that are going to happen with MSL. Obviously, we get them a little bit early, always thanks to the great Astalot on Reddit. Thank you very much, Astalot. Um, Also, just as a little preface to this video, I did get a new recording software as per recommendation of one of my viewers. Called OBS, and I do have a mic incoming. It should be here by the weekend, so hopefully the video and the audio quality will increase for you guys, and that'll be a nice little quality of life change, I guess. But anyways, speaking of quality of life changes, we have quite a few of them in the new update, and I'm just going to give you guys my opinions on the whole thing. Alright, so first thing that they did is they finally implemented the Astronaut Storage. So right now it's looking like you can eventually have 3 sets of storage, which will all be able to hold a maximum of 100 Astronauts, and it costs 1 million gold for the first 10 spots, and then after that we are not sure about how much gold and stuff it's going to take to fill up. But anyways, I know a lot of people are saying this is really expensive and it's like not worth it at all. But you have to really consider, in my opinion, because I honestly think this is really nice because you have to consider the people that are actually going to need this 100 extra space. It's mostly going to be like later mid-game to late-game players, right? And these people, like for example me, I am right now sitting on 4 million gold. I think this is a great quality of life change. Like my Astromon, I guess right now it's just going to be like my inventory of Astromons is almost consistently at over 170. So right now this is like really nice. It's going to help me farm. It's going to help me be able to farm a lot, and it's just like a nice quality of life change. And I really don't mind paying the 1 million gold for it. I know other people might mind it that still want the storage, but I think it's a cheap price to pay for a long-term investment. So I think that this update is, or this part of the update at least, is very, very good for just the overall like quality of life. And if you don't like it, I mean, you don't have to buy it. No one's gonna force you to buy it or anything like that. So it's just a nice thing it's just a nice option to have. Anyways, moving on to number 2, we have the fruits change. Now, low fruits will be able to be fed for free on certain days. So I'm assuming these certain days are gonna be the weekends, maybe, or maybe only like certain event days or something like that. Regardless, this is strictly a buff, and I honestly really like this. Like, regardless of like you saying like, oh, they should have just given it more experience or whatever change that you had in mind for fruits. This is obviously like going to be a great buff for the fruits. Now, I know someone did some calculations on Reddit, and apparently it takes about 7,000 low fruits to get to level 60, from 1 to 60, that is. And I'm really in favor of this because obviously, like, most of the higher level players will be able to get one monster just from 1 to 60 just based on fruits, which is pretty cool in my opinion. It's pretty much just giving everyone, like, saving everyone a day of farming just for all the farming that they've done. And that's really cool. Like, obviously, like, they didn't want to make fruits super OP, and this is kind of just like in the zone where it's like it's a decent update, and I think we can all appreciate the sentiment behind it, if nothing else, right? So the only thing that I'd say is that number 1, the certain days hopefully are just like the weekends and not like, oh, it's like Korean Independence Day or something like that. So we'll give you guys 1 day total to like feed the certain fruits. That would be kind of like a little bit sketchy. And the other thing is, it takes 7,000 fruits and we can only feed 10 at a time, and it's just going to be a hassle to press the button 700 times just to get them. I mean, obviously, like, this is just a little bit of complaining, right? Like, it's not like that big of a nuisance, but overall, I just think that they could maybe try to implement a thing like feed all or feed max level or something like that. Anyways, moving on, we can now batch select gems. I'm really excited about this because it makes farming so much easier. Selling all the gems that you don't want is just clicking them all. I know this sounds, oh my gosh, I'm just whining right now, but it's such a hassle, and I was really wanting this. I've been begging for this for so long, and it's finally here. Batch selecting gems is going to be so lovely for farming extreme mode, especially because you don't want any of the gems, and obviously because they're 3 and 4 stars. For late game players, you don't want any of those 3 and 4 star gems. And even for golems, I won't want any of the 4-star gems, and even like sometimes I don't even want the 5-star gems. The only thing I wish they included was selecting by sets as well, because I don't really want any of the those non-percentage sets. I usually keep mine in conviction, valor, life, and protection, and a couple of the recovery sets. I think they're called. Oh, I don't know what they're called actually. Whatever. But yeah, I also really like that you can't batch select 6-star gems, because I know a lot of people accidentally sell their gems, and accidentally selecting all your 6-star gems would be that would not be so fun. Anyways, now we move on to what everyone has been looking forward to, the Water Siegfried buff. Now, he's changing from a tank to an attacker, and his 3-star skills going to a 20% HP adrenaline, and his 5-star is Courageous Strike, which is the same thing as Water Indras if you don't know what it is, just based on the description. Now I'm going to be blunt about this. I know everyone is super hyped up about this. I'm not so much as hyped up, alright? Let me explain why. So obviously, because he's moving from tank to attacker, he's going to be a lot more squishy. And you guys might be thinking, well, it's okay, he'll just use his Courageous Strike, and because he's an attacker, it's going to do a butt ton of damage, and then he'll have done his job. He'll get like 2 or 3 of those off in a Titan battle, and then whoosh, then like it'll be all good. But there's some, all you people that are saying that probably don't understand completely how Courageous Strike actually works. The math behind it is, it doesn't grant, for example, if I have 5,000 attack, and I'm attacking something with a 100 million HP, say, like the level I think isn't like 80 Fire Titan. If I have 5,000 base attack and I'm attacking a 100 million HP thing, it's not going to say, okay, so now instead of attacking with 5,000 attack, because obviously it affects your attack power, right? It doesn't affect like just the overall damage. It's not going to say, okay, your attack power is 5,000, and now we're going to like multiply that by 25, since I don't know, it's just a random number. We're going to multiply that by 25, and that'll be your new attack power when you're attacking this boss. That's not how it's like. So what it really is like is, okay, your base attack power is 5,000. We're going to make it so that because you're attacking this 100 million HP boss, you get an extra like 7,500 attack. Or like, I don't know, like 10,000 attack, right? It's not multiplicative. It doesn't matter what your base attack is, you're still going to gain the same amount of additional attack power. That being said, it's obviously like an extra like 2,000 attack isn't really going to mean much when you're not going to be able to get as many attacks off, because if you're gaining the same amount of bonus, then I mean, if you're getting the same amount of bonus, the bonus is actually where most of your damage is coming from. Like obviously, like your base attack isn't really doing that much damage to the Titan. I mean, it's doing a little bit. It's obviously going to help out like a decent amount, or not like not even a decent amount though. It's obviously going to help out, but it's not really going to help out by any significant margin to where like the attacker type is actually going to do like a significant amount more damage than a tank type. That being said, while they did change Water Siegfried to be a purely Titans monster, he's kind of, in my opinion, a discount Water Indra. And this is coming from someone who does have a water. I do have a Water Indra, as you guys know, Evo 1 at level 60, so I do use him quite a bit. I just I really see this as a discount Water Indra. Like, number one, obviously the 3-star skill is kind of useless, especially on an attacker. An 80% for 3-turn attack down is obviously much better for Titans. If you don't understand why, you can go watch my Titans video. But the Courageous Strike, I mean, while it is really nice to have, it's just not the most useful skill to have on an attacker, and that is because it scales linearly. It doesn't scale multiplicatively, which kind of just means that the Indra is going to be able to get a lot more attacks off with the Courageous Strike. Because obviously Indra is a tank type, so he's going to be able to get a lot more attacks off with the Courageous Strike, and obviously most of the damage comes from Courageous Strike, so even though that the water sick read will be doing a tiny bit more damage from each courageous strike, he won't get as many off. So Water Ender is going to completely outshine him because he's going to get way more courageous strikes off, and that they're going to do like pretty much the same amount of damage. So in that sense, while Water Siegfried, I'm not saying he's bad. He's definitely not bad. I mean, he's still going to be a good Titans unit. It's just he's not going to be a great Titans unit, and I think people are overhyping him just a little bit. Anyways, lastly, the event is being extended, obviously, for one more week. So we have one more week, I think, from Friday to farm Titans, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it's 1 week from today. It could be 1 week from today. Regardless, that's the update. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of new thing. If you guys don't like it, I won't do any more of these, but especially for the bigger updates, I will try to do them just to discuss like my feelings on them and what I think from like I guess a higher level player's perspective. And you guys can discuss with me like what your views on them in the comments are. I will pretty much I like always answer comments, so don't worry about that. Regardless, lastly, before I go, I want to just kind of say like I hope you guys enjoy the new videos. Enjoy the new videos that are going to be coming out because I'm going to start working a little harder on them. When I say that, I mean like I'm gonna like kind of not necessarily ad lib everything. I'm gonna have like a certain set of things that I want to talk about, and on top of that, I'm going to do my best with my new mic, which hopefully should increase the quality, as well as this new recording software, which I'm gonna test out and see if you guys enjoy it more or less. But also it does allow me to do stuff like this. Although I'm not sure if it will allow me to connect to my phone. I still have to experiment with it. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys. I might actually upload another video today. We'll see how I'm feeling, because obviously like this wasn't as long of a video. It's just kind of a little update thing. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.